Alright everybody, and welcome to Icarus. Now here is a game that I played shortly after it came out. Really enjoyed the heck out of it. Picked it up again when I heard there was a DLC, but maybe played one mission, and it really wasn't the new map. So I'm wanting to get back into it, and figured now's as good a time as any, because, well, we're in a lull between survival games being released, and this game's a lot of fun, so let's get into it. So, for those of you who haven't played the game before, the first thing you're going to be presented with is picking out a character. Now, there's not a lot of customization, I'm not gonna lie. Once you're satisfied with your character, you can go ahead and hit confirm, and then it puts you into your menus. Now there is a loadout screen. These are all items that I've earned. You can get these items by going into your workshop. There is quite the extensive list of items that you can earn as you find exotic materials down on the planet. I haven't unlocked very much. Yeah. It seems like there might even be some new things that I didn't know about, so that's kind of interesting. You have your open world, which is going to be an endless opportunity to explore and learn, and this is going to be a very challenging experience if you pick the wrong drop location, because we're starting from level 0. There's also missions that you can do. There's the DLC missions and the starting missions. I actually want to go back and do some of these starting missions. One, so we can level, and two, because some of these were locked previously for me. So I'm looking forward to giving them a shot, and maybe even clearing out some of these ones that we haven't done before. But that said...
Welcome to Icarus, friend. UDA says we gotta drop you in a safe, well-mapped zone your first time down. They must have been thinking of some other planet. You'll see for yourself soon enough. There's a ways to go before you head out hunting for exotics. Right now, it's about learning to survive on the surface. So head down, take a look around, then we'll talk.
Once you've decided on a mission to undertake, there's several things to note. We have 7 days to complete the task that's ahead of us. You can see whatever tasks you need here. There's also your reward. You can change the difficulty. I think I'm actually going to set mine on medium since I'm experienced with this. I don't think it's going to be very difficult, but you can see that it changes the difficulty of the creatures. You can also set it for a hardcore mission. If you die, you lose everything. And that's not really for me. We're going to at least set it for medium on this mission. Okay. After a bit of a loading screen, depending on how good your computer is, yeah, we find ourselves in our ship, heading down to the planet. Our ship is in not the greatest shape.
Welcome to Icarus, friend. Looks like your first time down here. Call me Soul. Looks like paradise. But don't be fooled. The air's poison, wildlife's out to kill you, and the weather's like nothing you've ever seen. You'll need to make yourself some shelter soon enough. But you know what you're doing, right? That's why you came all the way out here and dropped with nothing. 'Cause you could. Well, UDA wants you to show you understand the basics before they send you anywhere really dangerous. So get acquainted, then head back up when you're ready. Best of luck, friend. Stay safe.
So one thing to note, when it gets dark, it's going to get really dark. So make sure one of the things that you do is make a torch and learn the torch ASAP. We're also going to have creatures that we're going to have to deal with, but we can handle that. Your first goal is going to be walk around and press the pickup button so you can learn what different objects are, grabbing up all the sticks. Fantastic. Got some of those plants, get some of those sticks, got some of those, gotta get some rocks. You'll also come across the berries that you're gonna want to grab. Once you're done with that, you can easily just craft yourself your first tool. Now, pickaxe is going to be important because if you go into your inventory, you have this little slot here right next to an oxygen meter. That will slowly go down and then you'll suffocate to death. But you can prevent that by grabbing this oxide ore here. And once you have the ores, you can go ahead and slot that in here with your oxygen, and that will fill up, but you'll deplete it very quickly if you're doing things like sprinting.
Good work, Freshfoot. With new
skills, level up.
Come new possibilities. What you do with that knowledge, well, that's up to you. No point picking up a hammer if you don't know what you're making. Before you build, you gotta learn how.
Okay, so it will get dark. We will also want a campfire to cook things. Bandages, all these things are very essential. So we'll start like that. We don't even have hide yet. We're gonna need a knife for that. But in the meantime, you can get meat in other ways. Right down here, it looks like there's a lake. We could very easily go fishing. If you look, you can see some fish in the water. Bam! Pickaxe to the head. One fish. Come here, fish. Now, you can stay underwater as long as you'd like, although you got to be careful because there are fish that will bite you and they are poisonous. Another thing to keep an eye out for in the water is these little sponge plants here. You can grab these and place them into your water slot if your suit had a water slot, or you can just drink it whenever you need. It will slowly deplete on its own though, so keep that in mind. Another thing we can do is start working on our talent points. I think we're actually going to focus on the food and survival stuff first. So if you scroll all the way down, there's your basic ultimate abilities. You want to take a look at those first and decide if you want to go all the way down those skill trees and work your way backwards, honestly. Because you need a certain number of points in order to get to the next tier. And you want to make sure that you spread those out into items that you're going to use more frequently. Go ahead and craft our pickaxe and our torch. Now, this wasn't a thing back when I first started playing, but you can equip your torch and any other light source that you have to your belt and just press L to turn it on whenever you need it, so it doesn't take up a slot in your hand, which is fantastic. We'll go ahead and craft up some bandages in case we get damaged. Let's go ahead and work our way towards the ability to make a campfire. Now, until you can build a house, there's ways, or at least they used to work, whether they still work, we're about to find out. There's ways to kind of fudge the system, whereby you can dig a hole into a rock and use that rock for shelter. And it will allow you to place down a bedroll. So we are going to start here. Now we can go ahead and place that here. We want to put things in this that will burn, and then things in this that will cook. We can cook our berries, we can cook our carrots, and we can cook our fish. Go ahead and activate that, but we're going to want to get better sources of fire than Styx. So I think it's time to chop our first tree. But as you can see, with the wood, it goes a lot slower. With the sticks, it's really fast. So you want to try to burn wood or any other source of fire that you can get. We also have our food now, so that's awesome. You want to always have a source of food and water if you can help it. Okay, level 2. Did get poisoned by a fish, but we managed to get closer to our level here. Get ourselves max health, movement speed, stamina, and melee damage. I think we'll do stamina first. And we're going to need a bow and some arrows and a knife, so we can start hunting predators. This will get us a ton of experience points. Another interesting thing to note is that there is no pause button. The game proceeds with or without you. If you are logged into your map, your day-night cycle will continue without you being at your computer. You cannot pause the game. Things will still come attack you. Storms will still happen. Fires will begin. So be very wary of that. The other part of the timer up here at the top says mission time 6 hours 6 days 23 hours and 34 minutes. That is real world time. If I log out, my character will no longer be present on the map. My base is not at risk of taking any damage or anything like that. However, the timer will still proceed. So if I take a 6-hour nap and come back, 6 hours would have passed before our mission is no longer viable. And we will fail, unfortunately. But at least our base stays intact. Oh, that's not good. Do I have the resources to craft a knife yet? Craft. To fight this wolf. I don't know how it hasn't seen me, but I'm not going to complain. You can go into a stealth mode and see how good my aim is. Boop! Got him. I don't know how I got a stealth kill on something that was 3 feet away from me, but I'll take it. Once you've killed the animal, you're going to want to skin it. You get some nice XP for this. Bam. We can take all the meat. We do get our arrows back. Fantastic. Then if you just stab at the bones on the ground, you'll also get the bones. Those can be used to make upgraded arrows, as well as bone meal for some really interesting items much later on. Once we have enough experience points to get to the next level, we'll go ahead and perhaps make ourselves a bed, because sleep is important. It is also a necessity if you want to be able to respawn. Next. Got him. Sorry, buddy. It's you or me. As far as the experience points goes for taking out animals for survival purposes, is that smaller animals like fish will net you very little experience, although you could kill a lot of them very quickly and gain experience points, meat, as well as some bone. Deer will give you decent XP. The larger the deer, the better. Wolves and other predators like that will give you really good XP, although there is a diminishing return factor. After you've reached a certain level, lower level wolves will start giving you less, but they'll still give you more than some of the game animals. Also, keep an eye on the foods that you eat. Each of them have a different status effect. We're using 1 stomach slot for a cooked fish. We get some maximum health, some stamina regeneration. And the berries give us minus a percentage to water. It says minus, but it actually refills your water, which is really odd. So you can eat a whole bunch of them really quickly. You start out with 3 slots. You can increase that, of course. But later on, you can cook some really good foods. That will increase that by a whole bunch. One thing I do like to do whenever I'm just starting out is try to set up near an area that has a lot of water. Animals will come up and drink. There's a wolf right now just crossing by. I'm not sure if we can hit him from this far. Oh, we got him. Good deal. Now, you're going to want to try to clean the corpses, although you don't necessarily have to. Actually, leaving them on the ground will attract a lot of predators. They'll actually come up and attempt to eat the corpse, and then you can sit there and pick them off for some easy experience points. Hopefully, before the end of your first night, which I didn't do, you get yourself enough fur. You're going to need 20 to get yourself a bed. Well, with all of the basics out the way, I hope we can just focus on getting some levels, and then we will complete our mission. They want us to build a shelter and bedroll, and then launch our dropship. So, we need to get high enough level to build those things. Let's do it. Level up. Fantastic. Taking a look at our tech tree. If we're going to want to build, I don't recommend thatch. We'll go straight for the wood stuff. There's our floors, there's our walls. Our roofs and ramps. I always get the half ones because they're nice for cave exploration. There's our doors. So let's see. Might as well craft a bed in case it becomes nighttime while we're in the middle of crafting other materials. Until we have a house of our own.
That's up to you. So long as you learn the basics, your chances are the same as anyone else. And I get paid.
There you go. All we had to do was put a bedroll inside a rock for our first, yeah. Okay. Set spawn point. Bam. So once you're ready to leave, you're going to want to take any items that you brought with you to the planet and put them into the inventory slots. I did not bring anything with me, but one thing to remember to check is your oxygen and your water slots. There's also mods and things like that that you might have brought with. If you do not put them in or bring them with you on your person, you will lose these items in the future. So try to pick up any, if you had died, the grave markers, because you're going to have a bad time if you don't. At any rate, we have finished our mission. I have none of those items to store, so we are off to claim our reward. Look at all them achievements. Alright everybody, and that's going to do it for us here today. Thank you so much for stopping out. I greatly appreciate you. This video was mostly just us relearning the systems, and then the following videos are going to be mostly us trying to complete the missions, but I did have a lot of fun, and hopefully you did too. At any rate, before you go, make sure that you get down in the description, get in on some giveaways, as well as checking out the other media links, likes, follows, all that fun stuff, and then take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, stay healthy out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everybody.